Hey Adi,
Hello.
nice to see you after so many days.
Yeah.
We
So
have been we have not been recording a podcast since
yeah,
months, and after the travel, this is the first time we are doing this. And how have you been?
I've been nice. So
Hmm.
these days I've been working on coding projects a lot.
Mhm.
Hmm.
A lot of development, no, since the travel. I think that something travel does to your brain, no. I think the
Yeah.
efficiency increases after we came.
Just
We
like Steve Jobs.
we jumped right into working mode and we started doing a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah. Though I was thinking after travel I would not work. I would get
Hmm.
too tired.
Basically, I think it gives a lot of clarity to the
Hmm.
brain, isn't it? Like especially for me, the clarity is that it helped me understand what are the things that I don't want to do,
Hmm.
right? And something very fascinating happened recently. You were collaborating with some of your friends online, and that video,
And that
which,
video went viral. Wow, that
yeah,
video.
and I just had the habit of putting things there on your channel, and I didn't expect that it would
Yeah,
really.
like in 2-3 days it went from
Hmm.
100K to 30K followers. That is really a jump.
And the funny part is the comments that we receive, right, on AI, and that, hey kid, you're using AI and it's
Hmm.
not coding. And what people don't understand, basically, I think, is that it's all part of experiments that we do.
Yeah.
It's just that we've found this way of learning where it's very experimental, and that it gives you basically a lot of experience in trying out new things, right?
Hmm.
And that freedom of choosing what really interests you at this moment, and then trying that out and seeing if it works, right? And I'm sure that coding with AI has also not been very easy, right?
Yeah, sometimes like it can't solve a problem, like mostly
Hmm.
in Flutter it's not very popular yet, so the problem is
Hmm.
AI can't solve problems or it can't generate
Hmm.
really nice code. So that's why like these days when I code I ask AI to create something in HTML, CSS or in Python,
Hmm.
because that's really better for AI and it can do everything fast.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Also, I remember you created a Flutter bot, Flutter Buddy,
Yeah,
something.
so Flutterbuddy really was a no-code chatbot.
Hmm.
So I used Write Sonic with a
Hmm.
couple of my friends and then the AI team,
Hmm.
AI and geniuses team, and then like we used a Chat Sonic, and then we created Flutterbuddy.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's quite nice.
Hmm. Nice.
Actually, I did that a long back. So yeah,
Hmm. You should
these days
just.
I'm working on an app called Selflow.
And how was that going?
Self-flow is going really nice.
Hmm.
I use AI to code it
Hmm.
because I feel that the future is just AI coding right now,
Hmm.
because it's all so fast, it codes so fast,
Hmm.
and the Claude is like magic. It's like you're in a rocket. You're in a rocket of coding AI, because
Hmm.
once you give it something, it's like
There was a survey by GitHub, and which says that 92% of developers are already using AI to assist with their code. You have the GitHub Copilot now.
Mhm.
You have been making a lot of projects with Cursor AI
Yeah,
and
Cursor.
using Claude.
Cursor just uses so that's just like VS Code,
Hmm.
but you have all like ChatGPT, ChatGPT
Hmm.
4o, ChatGPT 4,
Hmm.
Claude, all these things. You
Mhm.
have it in your IDE. It's just that, and it's really nice. So I don't have to go to Google
Hmm.
VS Code, Google VS Code.
At
Yeah.
the same time, you're also troubleshooting your codes with ChatGPT, Claude,
Yeah,
etc.
anyways, like it's not like I'm fully AI,
Hmm.
because you have to sometimes review the code,
Hmm.
and HTML, CSS, JavaScript I need to review,
Hmm.
because if there's some error, I need to get that snippet and then I need to tell it that hey, this is the error where it is coming. So I
Hmm.
need to find it in a whole structure of code. So all these things.
At the same time, you've been talking about no code tools as well, right?
Mhm.
And the market for no code tools are going to reach to
That's
45.5 billion dollars by 2026. I know this is
oh,
some statistic, and I feel
like
that.
there's software bubble and
Hmm.
there's
Hmm.
uh, you know landing
Hmm.
page. I forgot its name. Then there's card, all those things.
And you've also been working with Wix, right? And you know
Yeah,
how it
Wix
works.
is like another level for websites.
Mm-hmm. And see, with all this, it becomes really scary for software engineers. And then
Yeah,
there's so much automation, and AI is helping with coding, debugging.
especially for AI, it does really good in creative. Like Varun Maya said, that AI does better in creative tasks than accuracy based tasks. So like a lot of people's creativity tasks are going to go like tasks.
But at the same time, creators can still be creators, and
Yeah.
because they are the ones who are going to use these tools.
There's no perfect AI tool which can edit your videos like perfectly. So
Exactly.
this editing industry is still there. Like jobs are edited.
But you never know. Tomorrow a tool might come where
Yeah.
you can just, as like, you know, you have an agent, you keep talking to the agent, right? I saw in video you were working like that.
Yeah.
Like you could just keep telling it to do things.
Yeah,
And
actually there's only one part in video which edits your videos just like
but
that.
tomorrow it can only get better, I feel.
Something called EA, I think. And they have launched an AI which I have not tried yet. So it's a voice chat. So like if I tell the AI make a card game, and then I keep saying and it keeps improving the game in real time. Something called EA, I think.
And you know, recently Nvidia's founder spoke about how we should create you know, tools which will let people code, so that automate code, so that not every kid has to learn. And that also created a lot of controversy, as in, is he saying that we don't have to learn coding anymore? What is he indicating at? But the truth is that, you know, that many things are going to get automated, but somebody is going to use it. And like Varun Maya's talks, that your position might shift from a coder to a manager, where you'll be managing tools and you will have an expertise in managing these tools, right? And
from the Indian context, what do you think will get disrupted first because of all that is changing?
People are not going to like this, but I think software engineers. In India, it's still a job that makes you good money.
And what kind of software engineers?
Every kind. Except maybe people working at like a level
Very
of
high
depth
level,
where
yeah.
you just can't find that on the internet. Or you need like to have 10 years of experience.
operating how these things work. But when we talk about the future of learning, I think like how it is working, what problems are there, you know, you will still need to innovate, right? You have to come up with the idea to solve a problem. Yes. Right? Of course, you can have conversation with AI and you can refine your projects.
Yeah, this new ChatGPT, like ChatGPT used to have a voice assistant before, remember? But this updated one, like if I tell it to say like in Indian, it talks like in Indian. If I wanted to talk it like an African, it can talk like an African, American, like everything. And that even I can interrupt it and all those things. And then you can also discuss your ideas with it.
Yeah, and also I think the pressure, it relieves a lot of pressure. For example, when I was talking about how this Meta AI, right, has launched this thing where when two people are talking now, I can be talking in French and you can be talking in English, and it will automatically convert that in your language.
I think Samsung has that. Like when you're calling, you're talking in German, and then that person is English, and then it translates that to English. And then when that English guy speaks the guy who I'm talking to, I can hear that in German. I think there's a Samsung feature. I'm not sure.
But it's quite interesting. And now the idea comes like, do you really need to learn different languages? Now, if you want to learn different languages, it's your choice, right? But you won't be in a pressure to learn something like that, right? And I think that is what is going to be the future of learning, where you can just focus on something that you really like, right? And you can build on it. And again, when I say this, people will again tell me that still you have to learn every basic subject and you have to still learn everything, right? Physics, chemistry, biology. But I think that now is the time where like most of the exams have always tested you on content, right? Like, can you memorize this much of content? Can you remember everything in the animal kingdom? Can you remember everything in the plant kingdom, and how the plant everything about the plant, but why do you have to memorize that? I think the important skills that will be useful tomorrow is, can I solve some problems, right? Pressure to learn something like that, right? And I think that is what is going to be the future of learning, where you can just focus on something that you really like, right? And you can build who will be on the top of the pyramid now. Like it, that software engineers earn a lot, right? So will they be still earning that much, or will it be those people who are good at managing these things that will who those people will earn? And again, the content creators, influencers, are they going to?
If you're in the top 5-10% of creators, you can make over $1 million a year.
How many views do you get in a month?
Depend on the month, but 20 million is comfortable.
$20,000 a month.
$20,000 a month is very, very possible.
So a million followers on Facebook, I was making $10,000 a month. And then the beauty of the creator economy is that it doesn't go in a straight line. Your salary goes up in a straight line if you have a job. 10%, 10%, 10% every month. But if you're a content creator, your salary will go up like this. And so this is what happened to me. So 1 million followers became 10 million followers, okay? Facebook started to give me $30,000 a month, okay? Then my brand deal started to be another $30,000 a month. Then speaking engagements, another $20,000 a month. So now I was averaging $80,000 a month.
Influencers and podcasters, like still AI is trying to take over, but podcasts like was really over. Audio podcast was really over when NotebookLM is launched. Like this just ended everything.
But still you
humanize deep conversations.
But still, I think I'm sure you will agree that NotebookLM cannot replace actual people talking.
Yeah.
Right.
But it still imitates a lot of it.
It can take your article, and we have done that, and it can convert that into a beautiful, good conversation between two people. And remember, we posted this video. Actually, seems two people having a good conversation, but again, the human touch. How about that? Like, when two people are really talking and discussing and learning, I think those things cannot be actually replaced, right? And
but
there's something called Moravec's paradox, right, which says that AI is very good at solving online tasks, just with बहुत सारा data हो, intelligence and reasoning, but it's harder for it to solve things like walking and moving.
Okay.
So offline, अगर आप event host करो, तो AI is, it's very hard for an AI to interact with 100 people in a room and be personal with them and walk around and stuff. So I think there is some space there, but otherwise
you can see so many content creators who are there now on Instagram and on YouTube, and if you really want to learn anything, that there are so many videos for free to update. So I think that is another skill that will never go out, right? Your ability to learn, your ability to remove distraction, and your ability to constantly let go of things and be able to understand that you can be wrong at the same time. And I think that's how you created that app, right? Self-Flow. Right? Because I think the problem statements are that we will be flushed with so many content, right? You search one thing on YouTube and you see how the algorithm starts pushing so much content.
Like if I watch one single reel of a shot of something, then it starts saying that go to the next reel, and then when I go to the next reel, it shows something of the same interest, and when I slowly start scrolling, then it changes the topic. It's really smart.
Yes, now and then it will keep throwing something where there is a chance for you to get distracted.
And it knows. So if you're watching that video again and again and again, then the algorithm which is down waiting for you will just update.
Yeah, very smartly it updates. But it will keep 80-90% of the content is still based on what you have searched, right? And then, there are...
These days, like I've heard that YouTube has this feature in shorts called go back to topic. So if you scroll and you keep scrolling, then you have go back to topic button.
Basically, it's like a reminder that is telling you to go back to topic. And again, there's so many other conversations. Why, like I was listening to Naval Ravikant, who was talking about the idea of getting credentials, right? Like you can keep building on your degrees and credentials, and I am this, I am that.
Smart people, capable people don't let themselves be pigeonholed into one definition. And that is a disease of credentialism, because we created this university and now you got to go to university and you got to get a degree in something. Then people say, well, what is your expertise? What is your credential? That's a question dumb people ask. Smart people don't ask that. Smart people don't need to know your credentials. They just talk to you for 5 minutes and they figure out if you know what you're talking about or not. And a really good person, a so-called natural philosopher, can be good in any branch of anything. Nature has no boundaries. Nature has no concept of mathematics versus physics versus chemistry. It is all one thing. And to anyone who's either meditated or done psychedelics or read enough books, they've figured that out. It's all one thing. When you find one thing, it connects to the next thing, connects to the next thing, connects to the next thing. And true creativity jumps boundaries. It can go from anywhere to anywhere. It doesn't have to follow a path of interconnections in between.
But ultimately, the people who are winning here are the people who are ready to learn on their own, ready to challenge their own learning by collaborating, networking.
And if someone even wants to take a job, what companies want these days is they want your skill. They don't want your degree. So if you have a degree but you don't have skill, they're not going to take you because they have to train you again. Like this is that. And the guys were self-learned themselves. Like this is why self-learn started, because it has To-Do app and AI assistant, so you can self-learn yourself. You can self-learn. So that's what.
And what clearly shows that people are self-learning is the growth in these content creators, right? Now, I can just keep talking one by one about these different content creators. I'll give some examples. You can see Ankur Warikoo, right? A businessman turned into a content creator, and he's talking about how you should invest, about what.
The foray into content creation is certainly at the level that it is today by accident. While I've been creating content for several years now, I've been maintaining a blog for 17 years now. I've been creating content on LinkedIn for 10 years. My YouTube channel started in 2017, but almost all of the success that has come through has come in the last 2.5 years. And I think it was just being at the right place at the right time, where the pandemic was there. People had a lot of time on my hands. I had a lot of time on my hands, and things just came together.
Even if you take Varun Maya, he was a software engineer and then he shifted to YouTube.
Why are you doing content if you're running a business? We recognize that content brings us leads and users. And I think content really allows you to build that channel of trust, because you're sort of talking to them hundreds of times without expectation. And then at some point, they're like, I want to do something with this person. Everyone that I watched on YouTube that I really love, I now have the opportunity to work with some of them. What I've also learned, and the reason I'm a content creator, is you can partner with amazing teammates. We have some really smart engineers, for example, who work with us. Why do they work with us when they can work at any other company? Because they're like, I know if I work here, 1 million users will use what I build. And all smart engineers have realized this, right? You build something, nobody comes if you don't have distribution. But you partner with somebody like us, you know it's going to get some number of views. And from there, it's PMF, right? Either the product works or it doesn't work and it dies. But at least you got a shot of day, because there's a graveyard of products built by people, nobody cares about them. That's why of all the things I can be, the most important thing for me to be, at least for the next couple of years, is a content creator.
Yeah, and then he talks about distribution, right? That if you are creating content and if you're good at this, you are basically distributing your content through different channels, right? Now, there are so many other examples. Everybody is slowly turning into this content creator. Like you have
content creator and influencer.
Yeah, you have Raj Shamani, who's talking about different topics now.
These guys are content creators.
Yeah, you can.
And you have
all business turned content creator at the same time. All these people have their businesses as well.
Yeah,
and they are saying that either they are using the content creation to supply their business, or they are using their business to support their content creation. It's like both ways. Now, Ali Abdaal started with content creation for so many years, and now he made enough money. Now he's building apps. Now he's also building courses, right? So
how did you go about building your multi-million-dollar empire?
If you told me at the start that it was going to be a multi-million-dollar pound empire, I'd have lost my mind. The first 3 years was, I'd say the first 2 years was pretty challenging because I was doing everything myself. That's when I first started out my YouTube channel. Initially, actually, the YouTube channel was content marketing for my first business, which helped people get into med school. So I thought, hey, content marketing, let's make videos teaching kids how to get into med school. Some of them will buy my course. Great, happy days. And those videos started to do well because, again, I was using an unfair advantage. I was a Cambridge medical student teaching people how to become Cambridge medical students. Almost no one else outside of my year group could have made videos like that. And I was me and one other person were the only two people doing it. And so for those first 2 years, first I was, in my final year of med school, and then I was working full time.
Their content is only getting better and better, right? Varun Maya does so many podcasts with AI. They have made something like that. You see Nikhil Kamath, how, such a successful person now coming to podcast discussing interesting topics. And I think who is getting the advantage here?
So even with this podcast, we never did it with the intent of making money. We thought we will create really educative, informative shows, put them out for free. But what we also realized is we have to inculcate and encourage the audience to give money. The high that they get from that is also very addictive. And it's not about the quantum of money, but allowing the audience to pick where that charity is happening, I think is a great idea towards getting people involved in.
I think the public who really wants to learn, the audience who wants to learn, have so much for free. Right? But again, if you have so many things for free,
then you take it for
okay, everything is available basically for free. You can learn anything you want for free. It is not a question of learning. So I think colleges are basically for fun and to prove you can do your chores, but they're not.
Will you be actually learning, or will you be scrolling and watching? Because those entertainment industry is
even if you're not going to scroll, you're going to basically take things for granted.
And at the same pace that all this knowledge content is growing, same way the entertainment industry is only going to get more entertaining, right? Like the programs, the Netflix, and
these games, like I've heard someone saying, like the movies plus music, if you combine both industries together, the game industry is so big that they can't even beat both music and movies industry. They can't beat gaming industry.
So gaming is another thing, right? Another distraction. And imagine people who are learning to build these games, right?
You have, like, for free, you have Roblox Studio. You can make games on Roblox.
The gaming industry is again forecasted to make billions of dollars, right? And if you see, again, this another example that I'm going to give is the founder of Think School called Ganesh Prasad. He also started some course on communication and talk languages. And now he's doing podcast, and now he's doing geopolitics. He's talking about politics and other things.
Everyone on the social media, every creator just does one thing, podcast.
Yeah, and maybe this is the time for podcast, and that might go down as well.
Yeah.
But there are so many content creators. It indicates that everybody will be self-learning, right? Because only if you nobody will come and tell you, watch this podcast. But something or the other you are learning from them. That means you have the capability to self-learn. In the class, when you are doing 7 subjects in a day, again,
everything is ready-made.
See, so those content creators, even teachers are content creator, right? They come and they have to prepare one topic and they have to talk on that topic, right? To 40 or 45 students in the class. And that topic is not that interesting, nor the way they are presenting is interesting. But the same thing, if it was done through a content creator, it becomes fun, right? We have seen many content creators who are creating on geographies, right? They will show you, they will give you the facts about Mount Everest or anything else,
and they make it so catchy that people end up seeing it 2 or 3 times.
So if the idea of education is only to give you content, then you can get content from anywhere now, right? You can just write to ChatGPT and get the content. But it will definitely be needed more now. So can you assess if it is right or wrong? Do you have the research ability, right? And other skills, communication, writing. You have published your 41st newsletter. Nobody asked you to do this homework, right? If in a class if it was asked you to write this many essays, I'm sure you wouldn't have liked it. But now you are compiling all your work in your website. You publish almost every day, right? You are learning maths on your own. So basically, it's time where more people understand how to do self-learning and keep building skills that are relevant to their own interest. Because if you keep chasing the crowd, everybody is doing different things and it can, mind you, overwhelm you. So you have to become your own creative. I was watching this small clip where this person talks about that don't always worry about the outcome. right? Don't always worry about what outcome it will bring. Also think about how much you're enjoying something that you're doing. And once you start enjoying, I think
Make something truly for yourself, you're doing the best thing you possibly can for the audience. So much of why
as we were talking about the pyramid, like I guess after influencers there will come AI and coders, like the AI coders, like the coders use AI.
Software, people who build softwares. Yeah, absolutely. And creators are never going to go out of fashion, because it's you and me or any other creator who can think of that, making these things possible. I think it was an interesting conversation once again, and we should again start doing this more and more, because it really helps you unburden your brain, which is processing so many things at a time.
Yeah.
And it will help more people to understand what we are doing and how the future of learning is changing. And this is what Education Next is all about. It talks about the future of learning. Thank you for watching.
What are your thoughts? Will AI take coding over, or is there still space for human creativity and problem solving? Let us know in the comments.
Till then, bye-bye.
Bye.